Hello and welcome to Maths with Jacob. This lesson will focus on angles. In simple terms, an angle is represented by the number of degrees between two straight lines which meet at a point. The diagram below illustrates the above description. So here are the two straight lines, the pink line's there, and there is the angle, and that's measured in degrees. With respect to angles, we have seen that 360 degrees represent a full revolution. So, 1 degree is 1 over 360 of a full revolution. So 1 degree is quite small when you consider that there are 360 degrees in a full revolution. Sharp or blunt angles. You may come across the words sharp or blunt when describing angles. In later years of schooling, these two words will assume a different description. The sharp angle is called acute, and the blunt angle is called obtuse. I might start using those now. So sharp angles, these angles measure between 0 degrees and 90 degrees. So here are some examples. Okay? And the reason it looks sharp, it's got a point here. That's quite pointy there, and they call that a sharp angle. So that's an acute angle between 0 and 90. So it doesn't matter what the orientation is, as long as this little section here, see that there? That's quite sharp, which means that angle's quite small. That is, it's between 0 and 90. Blunt angles, these angles measure between 90 and 180. So they're called blunt. You can see it's not as sharp as the one we've just seen. So between 90 and 180, so for example that angle there could be something like, I don't know, 110 or 120, okay, because it's past the 90 degrees. So it's between 90 and 180. That's called an obtuse angle. And of course they're the same as blunt angles. The square corner, another name for this type of angle is a right angle. Okay, that's why they call it a square corner like that, because it's 90 degrees, called a right angle. A straight angle measures 180 degrees. It lies on a straight line. So if you start from here and you go around and you stop there, that is exactly a straight line. Basically it's halfway around a full circle. Because if you double that, that gives you 360, but that's only halfway around. 0 degrees. Now, that means there are no angles. It's 0 degrees. If you start measuring from here, and there's your arrow, or there's the line you start measuring from, you actually don't leave this line. You stay there. That's why it's 0 degrees, because there are no measurements of all in angular form. So far we have seen what makes up a sharp angle, which is an acute angle, and a blunt angle, which is an obtuse angle. We have seen 3 other angles which define the boundaries of the above two angles, 0 degrees, 90 degrees and 180 degrees. I think it's useful now to have a look at some of these angles in real life. If you look at this gate here, we've got plenty of examples here. Now this is a perfect example. See the top part of the gate there? That's your straight angle. Look at this part here. See that? That's the obtuse angle. There's a little acute angle there, and another one. So plenty of acute angles. And this one here is a right angle. See that one there? That's a right angle. You'll see different angles on the flag here. Some right angles, some acute angles, etc. That's very interesting. Look at this little leaf here in nature. Okay, see those little designs on the leaf? They sort of approximate angles, don't they? Very, very good to look at, and they sort of approximate acute angles. Of course, see the blue line there? That's a sharp angle there, so that there is an acute angle. The scissors, well here, see here, we've got the obtuse angle there, but here we've got the acute angle. If you have a look at the clock, okay, there's your acute angle there. See that? Between those two arms. And there are plenty of examples of angles here in this roof truss, which supports the roof of a house. Plenty of examples of that in everyday life. Look at the acute angle there, an acute angle there. That possibly could be a right angle there. It's pretty close to it, isn't it? So that could be a right angle. And if you start from here, for example, and go around to there, see that? That's an obtuse angle. Here's another acute angle there. So there are plenty of examples of angles in real life. So angles is a very, very important part of mathematics, and it has wonderful applications in real life.